Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. This is going to be my league match against Sonoja, whom I don't believe I have ever played, or seen play. So I don't actually know how good a player they are. They're in the same league as I am, but that's all I know. And I think they've been doing reasonably well. Okay, what do we have? So like, okay, the absorbers are none. The attackers are several. It seems like Windsor is pretty prominent. Like, you can't, I know Lucina, I always overestimate how vulnerable Lucina is because she can make perforators to defend and stuff. But I feel like Windsor plus Nevos like really ought to be able to get through to Lucina, right? That really should work. The main question is like, what, like, can you, oh right, plus like ISOs maybe? I don't know. But like, do you get thoriums? How many? You need to have some drones, but thorium's generally good, so you probably don't want like all the thoriums. I also remember like, isn't player 2 like have after you build the 2 thoriums you just like slam down the 2 animuses right away and get Lucina, as I recall? That's a thing to consider. But I think that would like still lose to, well, maybe it wouldn't lose to Windsor. I think I'm still gonna get the double thorium next turn. The sort of normal player 2 thorium opening. It's just good. And I don't really think Smorkus, which is like the only really rushy thing, is enough to super punish that. Right, your opponent could go Animus coming up, and then Smorkuses. Like, okay, you got me. You would kill my 2 engineers that way, I guess. That might actually be good. Because then you have an Animus down, and like you can spend the tech by clicking it, and you're kind of close to getting Lucina at that point. Maybe I should just get a drone. Well, you're on super. You don't have very many drones, right? 11 is kind of low to be threatening Lucina, but you can just go back to droning when you start clicking Smorkus. So. This just makes me so... Ugh. There's not really any defense. I don't think I can justify that. I think Smorkus would be too big a problem. And it has a good transition out for my opponent. They're always going to be happy to have that Animus because of either Windsor or Lucina, and they can just like click the Smorkus. It doesn't commit them to like super low econ. It's just like a cheeky get out a little bit of attack early to force me to defend. I think it would have been good if I had gone double dynamo. Oh, they're doing it even if I don't double dynamo. That is, I'm definitely glad I didn't. Blue. Blue. I mean, there's militias, there's oxides, there's like, you definitely like, sure, blue is fine. I just would have thought if you're going to build an attacker right now, wouldn't red be better? But maybe not, since I'm actually capable of building a wall. I don't think I want to build blue in response to this, and I don't really want to build red either. I just want a few more drones. And then I can like get blue next turn. And like their militia, we'll get an engineer, whatever. I didn't want to build a wall against one militia anyway. Now, how exactly do I go about still droning? I guess just like this, right? There's no point building a dynamo here. Dynamo and then floating energy is generally worse than just building 2 drones. The main advantage Dynamo has is it lets you buy something that's sort of like 2 drones for 1 energy. Also, the clickability is nice, but once you have a couple dynamos, you don't need more to give you that. I'd kind of like to build the first Windsor. My opponent can BA next turn, but not if they spend their blue. So if they don't, then I think I can WBA and like be in good shape for that. Okay. I think with like militia, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, he still can't though. So supposing I did do this, right? I have enough drones to fire a couple of times. My opponent won't really have any defense, and I can pile it on with oxide mixers or militias without having to waste attack. That seems alright to me. I think this is a good approach. Windsor looks like the best thing here, and I can get good additions to it, including like Nevos even, perhaps. There's just a lot to sync up with a Windsor, and I want the first one. Okay, they're just going to counter Windsor with more attack. Fine. In the meantime, they've spent 12 bucks on two drones, right? This militia. Really 12 and 2 blue. But it made me build a wall, so you know. That's how militia is usually used. It's fine. It's just usually like once you want to continue building attack. They're not very good if you don't do that. Ooh. ISOs, huh? Gonna try to get me without the Windsor, I guess. Make it hard for me to fire it. Alright. So next turn I have to defend around 9, right? Maybe 10 if they build another militia, which I suppose they will. No, they'll want... well, they might want a wall. But okay, let's say 9. This is already 3, and I can build a wall next turn, so I'm at 6. I need 3 engineers to defend. There they are. I don't like this Tarsier. It's like not going to do a lot, but it does a little. Oh, I can actually build 2 walls. I forgot. So they're gonna try to be like sort of breach proof, but actually, like, from the point of view of Windsor, dynamos are not that breach proof. They have as much health as 5 drones in a conduit, which is what they act like, right? It's just you have to do the damage all in one big burst, which is usually a problem. But for Windsor, it's not such a big deal, I think. Now, something cute you could try would be to, like, build a bunch of dynamos next turn so that they're still under construction when my Windsor fires and I'm not allowed to attack them. Oh, I'm glad I built these NGs because of that Nevo charge, huh? I wish I could get, like, some ISOs or something to sync with this, but I don't think I can, really. And they'd sort of be wasted. Well, I'll have enough Tarsiers that after this I'll just sort of want real attack, right? So they decided against the Nevos. Now, instead of these 2 Tarsiers, I could get a Smorkas. I was thinking of getting a Smorkas next turn, and like these 2 Tarsiers are kind of a little bit wasted if they arrive. Like, if they were fast, they'd be a bit wasted, right? But I've already got 1 Tarsier arriving, and like this way I can 1, 2, 3, 4. I threaten 4 attack next turn, so they kind of have to build a wall instead of more attackers. Which they're not, like, super bummed about. But also it means, like, I've got this red out of my hair. It's kind of going to be really tough to spend it next turn anyway, I think. I don't know. They're not going to attack for much next turn. Maybe I can get away with this. Next turn, get, like, Smorkas. These will be not firing, so I won't need walls. I'm not sure what I'll be doing with my blue, though. I think I'll try this. Not try to be over the absorb barrier this turn. If they want to build a wall against my 1 attack, you know, that's not the end of the world for me. And if they don't build a wall, then, like, hey, the Tarsier did some damage, which is nice. I only need 1 Nevo to get through their wall and deny them any absorb. Right? This is probably too much attack. I'm going to be under a lot of pressure to defend the ISOs next turn. Right? So I probably can't do this. But 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 22, freezing a wall means that I can breach for 20. Ish. Maybe a bit less if they force field. Kill 2 dynamos and leave all the Trinities and attack alive, or ISOs and attack alive. Yeah, I don't think I want to build an attacker here. I think that I just need to waste the blue. So maybe if I had built the Smorkas earlier, this would have been a bit better. Oh well. I'm gonna need granularity and stuff. Maybe a splitter might have been better than a militia. No. Yeah, because I already have this Tarsier. It might be nice to have something I can defend on. Like, instead of gaining $1, having 3 defensive tempo might be better. Plus, I'll kind of need to rebuild drones for my Windsor. That's a thing. I could consider breaching the ISOs instead and make these Nevo charges look stupid. I mean, okay, my Nevo charge looks dumb if they choose not to defend, but... I guess I'm pretty low on drones, huh? So, we're breaching for 22. This seems good. I think this is a good way to breach. Instead of a drone, I could kill a pixie if it becomes super important. We're gonna need more drones to fire the Windsor. It's going to be a bit tough to get that. So maybe I should do that, in fact. Then I'll have 2 NGs next turn, and I can build 2 drones. And I'll also be defended against their militia threat. Okay. I think if I can fire Windsor a second time, I can win, and if I can't, I think I lose. Oh, nice. I get to... They didn't manage to defend here, which is pretty cool for me. This is my break turn, right? And I'm spending it on drones. Is that survivable? How much am I attacking for next turn? I get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can kill an ISO, and that's it. Still be attacking for around 4, 10, 11, maybe 13. It's gonna be tough to build enough walls, actually. I don't like where this is going. Yeah, and if I'm killing ISOs, then I'm not killing the dynamos. Yeah, I know. I think this is the end. I didn't think about how breach-proof the attackers would be. I thought about, like, okay, yeah, dynamos are, like, not that breach-proof, but having to chew through all these guys when my, like, attack is Windsor is kind of a problem, right? My opponent has more attack. If you ignore the Windsor, my opponent has more attack, and it's more breach-proof. Yeah, and they're gonna try to make me, like, lose all my NGs so I can't build a drone as well. So I guess we do this. And I can't actually fire Windsor next turn. If only this had been a splitter, huh? Boo. I just don't have enough money. I can't do things. Alright, so forget the Windsor, I guess. I'll try to threaten it, maybe, but... Oh no! I'm so dead. Alright, that's the end of the game, in fact. Alright, game 2. Player 1. There's Flame Animus, which is good for player 1, generally. There's Thermite Core, which is like more convenient for player 2, but... Oh, there's Vivids, actually. That's sort of interesting. Changes the openings a bit. Again, no real absorbers, so you want something pretty aggressive. Flame Animus is usually good, and there's not a really compelling reason to get red here, aside from, like, Hannibal. But it's just a good attacker. And it gives you, like, some tech. I don't know, isn't, like, blue-green seems pretty amazing here, right? And that's gonna be what my opponent wants to do as player 2. Right, the Redeemer, the Plasma Fires, the Venge Cannon, that all seems pretty good. Against that, I have, like, Shredder and Hannibal as a bunch of soak, maybe? There is a lot of blue soak. I think I still want to go red-blue. I don't think red-green makes much sense. Like, Endotherm is just going to be too slow compared to all this other stuff you could get. And the way you get red is by having blue, and so, like, you'd just rather buy a Plasma Fire than an Endotherm kit, I think. So if my opponent shows signs of going blue-green, which would be just like a pretty normal thing to do, say DDC here, I might even make my first red purchase be a Hannibal to provide myself with soak against what they're getting. Although it's going to be a bit tricky to do... Okay, yeah, Plasma Fire time. You got me. So I think I need to build a splitter, in fact. To be a defender while I get out a Hannibal. Because that's, like, they're clearly, like, screaming Plasma Fire right now. Although, isn't that kind of hard when I threaten some attack? You'd rather build a wall? Maybe they're not. What are you doing instead of... Because I feel like against Plasma Fire, I'm in good shape. I just build a Hannibal. And, like, I chip away at them, right? So what else could they do? Redeemer, but then the extra green? Question mark? What about Venge Cannon? Venge plus wall? Seems awful. Oh, no, I don't get it. What's this all about? I think I just have my plan here, which is to build a Hannibal and soak against the Plasma Fire. They're not doing it. Okay. They wanted a wall, and they're building up green for Venges later. So I would like a Thermite at some point against all of this. If they're gonna actually build a wall and like have cut a bunch of... Well, they didn't really cut a lot of drones, did they? They just built a Vivid to get out an extra conduit. But like a Thermite plus a Tarsier is pretty good against this, I think. Whoa! Okay. This is similar to a Plasma Fire, right? I just build a Hannibal. Except now they're kind of threatening to Plasma Fire next turn and just wipe it out, I guess, is the idea? To have 7 attack. And also, like, Thermite is quite bad against this because I won't be able to deny Absorb next turn. Also, they're getting Shredder, which is... They have Shredder available anyway, which is pretty good for Redeemer, right? They want to build a Shredder next turn, kind of. What if... I tried to apply a little bit more pressure and built like Rhino instead of Wall as my absorber here. That way I get some Shredder Soak available next turn. And I threaten more attack they have to deal with. Right, having 4 threat is pretty good, I think. It means they have to do some pretty drastic stuff to defend. I kind of like this. Okay, I would not have guessed Venge combined with Redeemer was a thing that you would want to do. Right, Redeemer kind of like it's pretty important to defend it, and Venge is not very good at defending. So this, it seems... kind of puts my opponent on a bit of a clock, right? They need to kill me pretty quick if they do that. And I was thinking a Hannibal train would let me soak for long enough and make it hard for them to defend. Alright, I mean, if we can convince them not to attack into a Rhino, then this pressure plate worked great. I'm thrilled with this outcome. Now, they can target down the Shredder, but they don't necessarily want to, so I could consider clicking it if I can, like, because it kills a drone, right? That's pretty good. If I can find anything else productive to do this turn, then I like this. I could do something similar. Rhino Shredder. And say, look, I'm attacking for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage next turn. You can defend that for sure, but it's not like super comfortable. And it's going to be tough for you to get out another attacker. I think I like this. I can try to get a Hannibal later. Alright, they didn't manage to kill the Shredder, so they're attacking into the Rhino instead. Fine. More force fields are also fine with me. Now the Shredder is safe, and I can get down a Hannibal. Which they're going to have trouble getting through, I think. Like, I don't know, Venge Cannons, but you can't build a Plasma Fire. A Redeemer doesn't do it. I'm pretty happy with this Hannibal and Shredder business. I'd like to add a little more tech, if I could, but I'm not sure how. Alright, Thermites. Venge Thermite with Redeemer to defend. That's a combo I've not seen before. I mean, Thermite will indeed make it so that they can get through to the Hannibal soon-ish, but not right away. And it also gives me license to click the Hannibal if I want, right? And just defend with the Shredder instead. I guess that's similar. Why would you build a Gauss Cannon if you're building a Thermite core? So they cannot possibly breach the bowl, so they're gonna click Thermite this way. They'll have 2 more attack. I guess I could click... kill Shredder and click Thermite. Sure. So I want to build some real permanent attack. Eventually they will kill all my frontline nonsense, and my rhinos are dying out. I need more drones and more tech. So they can kill the bolt next turn, and they're gonna get pretty okay value out of their Thermite. But they don't have much in the way of economy, and I just want to put on more attack. Maybe given that this Flame Animus is the wrong idea, Flame Animus and Tarsier should be like faster attackers. No, I just want to out-econ them, I think. Right, like they can barely even build a wall every turn. Why Thermites? 2, 5... 6, 7. Shouldn't you just kill the bull? I just pressed Q, nothing happened. It's always funny when that happens. And a Hannibal train, I don't mind like what they get up to. I think. I just need to. I need more attack, and that's what this Tarsier and Flame Animus are for. But the Hannibal will keep me alive to build more attack behind, I hope. I guess maybe Hannibal was the wrong idea because like I have a bunch of useless defense lying around that I'm not using. Maybe this should have just been more real attack and let them like make it harder for them to gain a bunch of pixies. So the damage they have next turn is 5, 6, 9. And they'll be clicking 1 Thermite, I guess. Meanwhile, they're frantically droning up. Really? Why would you do this instead of one vent? Oh, right, of course, what am I thinking? Because it gives you more money than building a Vivid and a Drone, that's why. If they're gonna deny me Absorb anyway, I'm just gonna click the Hannibal. These rhinos are like pressure plays, but are they really? The opponent will be down to just a wall. And I'll be threatening 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Meaning they can't just build a wall, they'll have to force field or something, or hold a drone, or hold the Redeemer. And that's assuming they click the Hannibal. Ah, then they'll have an Engineer as well. So these rhinos are not doing all that much. Let's just, let's just build some more reasonable Tarsiers. Oh, what am I talking about? They can't kill the Hannibal before it attacks this turn. Yeah, I don't know. Another Rhino might have been pretty good to make it like so that I have a better, like they can't just force field, they need to, ugh, I don't like this. Good news is I don't have to attack with the splitter. I can build another Hannibal. This is a complicated game. One, 2, 3, 5, 7 exactly. So they actually have to click Hannibal to... No, I mean, I guess they don't have to. To deny me any absorb. They can, yeah, they do. Because if they click all this, they can't spend it all on Thermite. So they have to click the Hannibal, even if I attack with it. Which is kind of nice. I guess instead of... Well, no. Given that I need the wall, I obviously can't build a Hannibal. Okay. Do I need the wall though? They kind of, yeah, I do. Unless I built, like, no, okay. This gives me license to build another Hannibal. And they probably will attack with everything because they can't really help it. So I should replace these NGs, I think. One more vivid. Woo. I have this Rhino lying around. I have a Hannibal next turn. I think I can get away with this. Yes, sure. Hold the Redeemer back. Okay, then you can use your Thermites. That's cool, I guess. But I think that allows me to click the Hannibal if I want. I pressed Q again, by the way, just in case you were curious. Still nothing happened. How's my wall supply? Very healthy. Good. I think I want another Blast Forge, actually, for, like, Shredder plus wall. I guess I would do better to click the Splitter instead of the Bull, since I can't click both. I could hold a Hannibal, or a Rhino back instead of the Bull. This way, if they attack for everything, which basically just means clicking the Redeemer and the Shredder, they can threaten to make me lose a Rhino. But I can always threaten to absorb on the Rhino and attack back, so they need to be prepared for that. And that's them leaving the Bull alive as well. I'll be threatening 5, 7, 8, 9, 11. Seems like that's going to be kind of hard for them to do. But it's sort of hard for me to do too, isn't it? What'll they have next turn? 5, 7, 8. I should be fine. I'll have a Hannibal if they don't do that, right? Yeah, that's fine. Nice. Managed to save a Rhino charge by clicking Hannibal. Hannibal charges are free if your opponent's clicking the Hannibal anyway. Their attack is for 5, 7, plus Pixies. 8 if you count the Shredder. So 2 Shredders might be too much. Maybe the second Blast Forge was too ambitious, huh? Can't really spend my red anymore. This seems alright. I have more attack, I have more drones. I think I'm just miles ahead here. These Pixies are countered by my having, like, defenses already. I have better tech. Well, I don't know. Having 2 blue is sort of better tech. Alright, we got a game. Man, you're a fast challenger. Game 3. Here we go. Ah! What in the world is this? I feel like Savior... is it good? There's like Centurion, which is pretty cool. The main threat against Savior would be like botches. And maybe Scorches. But Scorches are so slow compared to... And like there's Centurion and Arca, right? Like those are pretty serious. Like I think you want to get... Yeah, I think if you try to do some weird botch Scorch stuff, like your opponent doesn't have to go Savior, they can just go Centurion and win. So I think the idea is to go high econ here. And if both players do that, then I think a Savior will also be good. And it's going to develop into a heck of a game. I believe... Yeah, I don't really want that much green, so I'm just going to float here to make it easier to get a Savior. Next turn. And the player 1 turn 4 Savior is like... I don't know, it's okay. Is it good? I forget. Wait a minute. I shouldn't just get a Savior now, should I? Like, then the third ND was wasted. Yeah, that sucks. Alright, just checking. Alright. Interesting. That was gonna be a cool one, alright. Okay, so we're gonna be behind on Savior, but ahead on drones. Two left. Fine. So we need to build the rest of the drones and some tech next turn. We need to be prepared against plasma fire, so some of that tech will be blue. Green would probably be good as well. So I'm building, what, 6 bucks on drones? Yeah, so I have 16 left to spend on tech. B, C, A? Let me get a wall and some Tarsiers. Maybe BBA. With Oxide Mixer. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe BBA is right. Because I'm gonna have plenty of ways to spend blue. And I don't know that I'll need the green immediately. Maybe I will. Yeah, maybe this should be so I can get the Centurion. No, I can just build 2 conduits next turn. It's fine. I'll have $1 million. This can be like wall... Not Shredder, because that's too exploitable. Wall... Militia... 2 Tarsiers or something. And then after that we're done with Tarsiers and it's just botches, I think. Maybe the 2 conduits next turn actually kind of sucks because I don't want all that much green after Centurion. What is, there's an emote for this, right? Wow. There we go. 6 blue is a lot. No kidding. Actually, I want to have 7 attack next turn. Can I get that? Easily, right? I want to build Arca, not Centurion. To deny my opponent the Centurion that they're probably building. I just need like this, right? And then I can build 1 conduit and save up for Arca for more stuff later. I guess against this they may not build the Centurion, they may just build Wall or something. But that's okay, I think. My Grim Botches will kind of suck in that case, but I really do... do I need the Arca next turn? They'll have a good counter Arca, right? But I guess they get that anyway. Actually, next turn is the only chance they really have to counter Arca, I think. But I really don't want to delay my 7 attack any longer than this. Yeah, we'll just get started on attacking, I guess. We're going to want a lot of grenade mechs. Or at least 1 or 2 to like start getting rid of these blast warders as the economies start to decline. These conduits will be fine because they'll let me make Scorches. Although, maybe... yeah. Maybe that's too much. Maybe I should get Engis as Soak? No. Next turn, if I'm building Arca, I have a lot of money left over because that spends tech very cheaply. Yeah. They're gonna try to have exactly 7 attack as well. So maybe I do actually get Centurion first, let them deny my Absorb with Arca, and then build my own Arca in response. Alright, these Grim Botches I guess should have been Tarsiers. I was too focused on, like, getting an Arca when it's not actually good. Really? I think you should hold that back, right? Yeah, I don't know. On the other hand, a couple turns from now, I'm going to appreciate having some defense, I suspect. So maybe the Botches were fine. Even though they're not doing any damage this turn, they might be alright. They're like damaging a Plasma Fire, right? Who cares? I'll in fact be clicking my Militia. So maybe it should have been a Splitter or something. I guess if I click my Plasma Fire, then the Botches and Militia actually do something meaningful. But then my Plasma Fire's not really doing much, right? Maybe I should. There's not that much Soak this set. It's going to accelerate pretty quick. Having killed 4 Engineers is going to be pretty cool. But then I don't have my own Plasma Fire available as Soak, which is what I kind of need. Is this Shredder too early? Yeah, they can hold Plasma Fires against it and just click the Shredder. I think it is, like, incorrect. Should just be a splitter. They would deny Centurion Absorb too well. I'm surprised you're not trying to get an Arca. That seems like it would have been good. On the other hand, like, you have a bunch of attack and I don't, so there's that. Look at these sick Grimbotches. They were just engineers in disguise. Oh, can you get Arca next turn? Oh man, you can. Yeah, Centurion first and then Arca is pretty good. I don't know. I hope that this kind of goes the way of the last Savior game that I lost, except in reverse. I.e. that my opponent is clicking their Plasma Fires too soon. They have 30 damage? 30? Excuse me? I guess this should have been a... Oh my god. Help! This is the worst. Okay. So I still need to over-defend a bit, right? Like, this is how I save my Centurion. I can't buy drones, of course. They're all dead. Holy god. Alright. But if this had been a splitter, they could, like, do... Had been a Shredder, they would punish this in a different way, I think. I just don't have anything. I'm so dead. Well, no. What I have is a couple drones, I guess. I guess you usually want to build Arca before Centurion if you can. It's just hard. Maybe I should have done that. I was just so focused on them getting a counter Arca. I don't know. Jiminy Christmas, this is so much attack. Help. So, still don't really understand Savior. I know first Savior is good, and my opponent got that, so there you go. A lesson learned. Don't be player 2. This is it. Intentionally an incorrect analysis. Sigh. Why do I get to keep all this stuff alive? I don't want to soak with Centurion, you idiot. Now? Yes. I just, like, am not attacking, and it really sucks. Alright, I guess I quit. Well, we got it like just perfectly to an hour. And that'll be the end. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.